YouTube, what's up? I'm Whip, and I'm here to talk about battlefieldbr. We are less than 10 days away from having BF go straight up against Warzone, which is the top BR right now. This is the time for Battlefield to take over, and I'm going to go back in history and look at their original BR, Firestorm, and what they need to do in order to be the top dog moving forward. And I think they can, because I think Firestorm is the most underrated battle royale to date. Before we begin, please support the channel by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. I do like interacting, and I will respond to you, so please hit that bell button. And then you can also find me on Twitch and TikTok and watch some of my other shorts. I will leave the links below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now let's begin. How is everyone doing with this first week of Battlefield? How's everyone feeling at this point? I think like right now for me, the first 2 days was a little shaky for me because the settings just did not feel right for me for quite a while. I think it took me 2 days to try to get my settings down right. And I was curious just to kind of see how controller players felt going from the beta to the actual game coming out. And I actually really would love to hear your opinion on how you feel about that, because that is going to be a big deal for when the BR comes out. But after getting my settings, man, I feel locked in, man. I've been having a lot of fun with this game, especially when I'm playing with a squad and we're all locked in together, dude. There is no other game that can even touch what Battlefield 6 has done in the last week, man. This like game is just like on fire, and hats off to EA, DICE, everyone behind this game to get it off to a great launch, because we all know what happened with 2042, man. That was maybe my most disappointing game ever. I even took off that day, and I played it for a week and never touched it again. With that being said, Battlefield 6 has officially brought me back to the BF front, but why does my opinion even matter, or why should it even matter to you? What does good old D-Whip bring to the table?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Well, as you can see, I was able to track down my Firestorm record all the way back years ago. And if you look at the stats, I think it's pretty darn good. And it shows I have a 75 win percentage in squads alone. When I played solo, I won 33% of the time. 15 solo wins, I had 30 solo losses. But I think the most important thing here is we got to go back in time, man. This is when BRs first took off on console. We had Firestorm, and the other competition was none other than Call of Duty Blackout at that time. Yeah, you had other BRs that came out at the time, like H1Z1, but the heavy hitters...
I wouldn't venture out there, fellas. This sniper's got talent.
And the most popular ones at that time was, again, Blackout, and then Battlefield's Firestorm. Now, remember, when these BRs first came out, there were no loadouts like they ended up bringing in Warzone. You got what you got on the ground, and you had one life. If you died in a squad game, you had to watch your friends play the game out. There was no revives, which I think makes my 2.46 KD, my 75 win percentage in squads, and 33% solo win rate all the more impressive. The most important aspect, though, of that time was that console players actually got to participate and actually feel what it was like to be in a BR setting. Firestorm and Call of Duty, I could go back and forth. I always did. Some days I'd play Battlefield, Firestorm, and then I'd go play Blackout. Blackout was also an excellent game, and there was pros and cons for both of those games, and I think both franchises have learned from their mistake or what they could have done better, and obviously through Blackout came Warzone. Now, there are some pros and cons, and me personally, I really liked Blackout more so looking back on it than probably Warzone over time. Just the cosmetics, the things you could do in the game, the terrain, the map was just a masterclass. The Firestorm as well. This map, if you'll notice watching through the video, man, like the map that Firestorm had so much different terrain. And when you actually dropped in, you only saw 2/3 of the map because they cut that out. There was only 64 players, which made it less players than what Blackout might have offered. But you got to see different locations, like different maps. The drop in, it was always randomized. Where were you going to be on the map? You could be on the snow side where there was like just mounds of snow, mountains. You could track players in this game just by following their footsteps. I could go on and on about what an amazing job Firestorm actually was, and then also Blackout, what Call of Duty did with their BR, and what is now going to take place and shape moving forward. We know that obviously in less than a week that Battlefield 6 BR is coming out, and I have been super excited because I haven't, this Firestorm was probably my favorite, not just because I was really good at it and my squad dominated literally when we were out there, but just the feel of the game. It was different than COD, and I think one of the reasons, the controls, and that's why I asked about that before. Call of Duty is known for having the best controls, man. If you can't shoot a gun in Call of Duty and aim and be able to hit people, you should just play a different game, because it's the easiest game. It's the smoothest game for a shooter that you will ever play, right? Battlefield's a little bit more clunky, right? And you'll see that in my gameplay here. And everyone had to deal with that. And this is like back on PlayStation 4 days. This isn't even PlayStation 5 or anything like that. Even at this point, I didn't even know what a scuff controller was until actually later in this game when Battlefield, unfortunately, started, their Firestorm, their BR started to die. Less and less players were on, and I started noticing, on solo modes, where I would be running into the same people over and over again. And one guy in particular that I would always run into towards the end of Firestorm's shell life anyways, was this guy by the name of Engineer God. And he was also a small-time streamer, man, and this dude was a beast. He came over actually from playing the PC version because nobody was on Firestorm on PC. He said all the lobbies were dead. So he ended up coming over to PlayStation at the time. And I would run into this guy constantly on solos. He got the better of me most of the time, but I did get him a few times. But just talking with him after, seeing him stream and stuff, he actually introduced me to what actually a scuff controller was. And I noticed that, man, he was able to run me down quicker. He was making moves quicker. And that's actually what, honestly introduced me to, hey, there's these other controllers or mods that people are using to get an advantage or anything like that. So that's kind of a funny story with that. Man, shout out to Engineer God, man. Actually, I might even link his profile in my story because this dude is a beast. I've watched him play Battlefield on PC, just Battlefield 5, whatever game he's playing. Oh, even Escape from Tarkov, which I really got into for the last couple of years when I got my PC. But if you want to see a beast on Battlefield, I highly suggest checking out Engineer God on Twitch and tell him Whip sent you. Anyways, getting back to the topic on hand, what does Battlefield need to do with their BR? Not only separate themselves from COD, but keep their BR important moving forward. Like I said before, Firestorm was an awesome BR, but it died out quickly due to a number of factors. One being World War II. Not a lot of people enjoyed World War II at this point. I think they were burnt out with the guns, cosmetics. And then when you had COD, Blackout on the other hand, a little bit more futuristic with their game. Black Ops 4 was much more modernish in a way. It was more advanced as far as in time, but the guns were more relatable to the current generation of that gaming era, and people were tired of World War II. So that was one factor, but another factor was for both games, COD was a better seller anyways, compounded with the fact that Battlefield 5 didn't come out of the gate really well. Their last two games, we got 2042. We already talked about the disaster that was, but BF5 also suffered a lot of issues during launch. A lot of issues prior to that with trailers, and I'm not going to get into that nonsense. But the sales numbers, again, COD was always dominant at that time. Being a not free-to-play BR, which would be detrimental when Warzone came out eventually, it took away from Firestorm, or any players that were there were now on Warzone. So how can they prevent that from happening this time? Well, I think Battlefield, the devs are actually listening to the community and what players want. They need to continue doing that moving forward. They need to keep it feeling like Battlefield. One of the key things that, and I always thought about this when I was playing Blackout or in the future playing Warzone, I hated the rats that would sit in buildings or in a room. You'd have to go in one or two ways, from the top, maybe a window, or you'd be going right up the stairs for a shooting gallery. In Battlefield, what's made this different, and even Firestorm back in the day, was that you could blow holes through most of the buildings and make those rats move. You want to be able to command the map. You want to be able to have people that want to sit and make them move, which then gives you an advantage to know, A, where they're at, and it forces them to be in a defensive mode and not just waiting for you and ratting you out. There's a lot of different things that Battlefield can do with as far as vehicles, tanks. I've heard people complain about the tanks, but you know what? You got to pick up and you got to prepare for that as a team. Heck, one of my guys, Beho, who I used to play with, man, when he got in a tank, dude, it was over. You have to be skilled in those assets. If you just get in a tank and you're not a tank player, which I am not, I'm going to be pretty much useless. So the tanks are only good if you have a good tank player. Make it Battlefield. Next, they have got to stick with the cosmetics of actual military warfare. I don't want to see any sort of like mashups or like collaborations with shows that are coming out, artists, famous, whatever it is, man. I could not stand, and I really stopped playing COD for one of those reasons. I didn't want to start killing Snoop Dogg or Nicki Minaj, man. I played Call of Duty because it was whatever, good guys versus bad guys. You knew who the bad guys were. You knew who the good guys were, what team you were on, whatever you want to say. You had terrorists, the U.S. military, NATO, whatever it was. You knew the uniforms. I don't want to get all crazy with the cosmetics. And I think a lot of people, it's already been said, it's already been talked about, and they said they want to stick with that. I do not want to see colorful, like, people just running around. I don't want to see like bright pink in the middle of my Warzone or my Battlefield out there. It doesn't belong. Next, when I took my hiatus away from playing multiplayer games like COD, Battlefield with their terrible 2042, man, I really got into extraction shooters, especially with my PC. The reason, and I think people would agree with me on this, that extraction shooters do so well is because you are working not only inside the game, but it's a game outside of a game. It's what you collect. It's the things that matter, like for the next battle. You need to prepare. Or just kind of like in Grand Theft Auto or any kind of MMO game, you have like a hideout or things that you're building towards. And I think they need to include that in some sort of fashion here, whether it's through career progression, challenges that you get through the game, or like lifetime challenges, how many wins you get, or did you find this on the map? I want it to be mixed up, and I want there to be a reason to play the game, win the game, or do certain things within the battlefield. Like, make it worth it. Maybe it is like you unlock camos or you unlock like a trophy. Like, I really want like a trophy room. I want to show off what I have done and what I've accomplished in this game. And I think developers underestimate why gamers play the games that they do. They want to show off what they have done. And no better way than having a cosmetic or a camo or a trophy or some sort of thing that you can show off through your profile within the game. I mean, imagine this. How about like a dog tag room where like you store dog tags off of enemies that you've killed, and you store them, or you show off the ones like the kills. Like, say you kill a top tier streamer and you want to show off that dog tag and maybe have like a URL link to that kill that you can, like, somebody can look up your profile and watch you do that. Show off your best kills. That would be sick. That would be something people would work towards and continuously want to play because they would want to one up that. How sick would that be if devs delivered on that? I want to show off things. I want to show what I've accomplished. I want to do that just by, hey, I killed someone. They check out my profile. Hey, look at this dude's done this. He's killed these people. He's done these challenges. This like really difficult challenge that could be within a game, like a boss, or he took down this helicopter, whatever it is. Just make it unique. Make it something worth playing for. I mean, this is something that I've actually talked about with, squad mates in the past, of having, when you kill someone and you take a dog tag, especially in an extraction shooter, and you kill someone that, hey, this is like a big time person or someone that's really good at the game, like just having a video link of that kill. They always come back like, man, that might cost a lot of money, or that can be done. Dude, in Black Ops 4, in the Blackout, you could look at the whole map. You could rewind or go and watch a whole match, and you could see it from every point of view. Rewind, go back, whatever. You could see it from a different player's point of view. How did they kill you? Where were they coming from? That's one thing that, hey, I would love, like, especially like after playing years of Warzone and just wondering how the hell someone knew you were there, or just like beelined it for you. That would be something awesome if they were able to bring that back. Or just a small clip. Hey, I just want to show off this kill that I had. This was an awesome kill. Minor stuff like that, man. Just like make it worth playing. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, please comment in there. I would love to hear your thoughts and how this game can improve and have the life cycle it deserves. Without further ado, as promised, there is an epic final kill in this gameplay. And just this gameplay as a whole just shows with the potential of what Battlefield 6 can bring to the table and the chaos that can ensue. Be good, my friends. I appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please, again, like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Oh, I hit both of them right there. Oh, that was so sick. Oh, right there. There's a guy to our left. Res him. I got him. Got him. He's dead. Where'd that guy go? Oh, he's right here. Where are they? Okay. Oh, behind us! Behind us! Hey, that other guy, he's one shot too. Because I put 3 bullets in him, iron fill. He's got no armor. He's in that building. He's right there on the side of the building. The left one right there. He's in that building now. I'm gonna crawl to you. Can't believe that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right by you, dude. Here he comes. He's right behind me. He's at one shot on me. Oh, I got him! I got him with the shot! Oh my god!
Big Whip wins. Fatality.